Hey guys, how are you doing? So good to be back here. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. Tell me in the chat where you're from and if everything is okay. Let's go! Power BI lesson number 8. Let's see here if everyone is okay with the sound. Cesar Padovani, my friend from Brazil. Sandip is here. Let's see, Greece, Andreas from Greece, India, what else? Showtime, yes, Showtime. Czech Republic, nice. Jordan, Serbia, India, Uganda, Hungary, nice, very nice. Okay guys, so let's go with our lesson. Today we're going to talk about time intelligence functions, okay, so the DAX language, and I'm going to present Tabular Editor, which is a very nice tool to manipulate, to manage your tabular model. You're going to see what we can do with this amazing tool, all right? What else here? Let's see. US, Iraq, Mars, there's someone from Mars. Brazil, Pedro is here. Nigeria, Algeria, very nice. Thank you very much guys for being here. I'm gonna change here my screen, just a second. Let's see. All right. First of all, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Okay, there is a button here, right below, right in the right corner. Okay, down right corner. And also hit the like button right below here in this video. Let's go. Let me see if everything is okay here. Yeah. Sweden is also here. Kenya. Very nice. So let's go. Some important notes. Okay, first, for you to understand everything here. My goal is to give you another lesson every Thursday. Okay, so every Thursday at this same time, my goal is to bring you another lesson always. Let's see if I can do this every Thursday. I'm gonna try as much as I can, all right? And you can find here on YouTube my other videos in English, and all of them have this tag here, all right? So this EN tag for identifying English videos. Also, you can find other lessons in English right below here in the description. There's a link for all my other lessons. And we also have a very nice blog, okay, with several articles. Also here down in the description, you can find the link. For materials, let's see here what I have. Okay, so you have this link, which is also in the description below. And all materials I'm gonna place in this link. So let me show you this link. Because, for example, this lesson here, lesson number 8, I still do not have the file because we're gonna build together. So right after the lesson, when I finish the lesson, I'm gonna place this file for this lesson right here. Nice? Is everything clear about this? We have over 130 people in the live, very nice. So let's start. So today, we're gonna talk about calculation, modeling and calculation. Okay, so remember our 7 pillars for a Power BI project: extract, transform, modeling, calculation, visuals, distribution, and automation. We're gonna talk more about calculation with the DAX language, but also I'm gonna present some examples using Tabular Editor for modeling, for changing the model, for manipulating the model, and creating some special tables, some disconnected tables to do some calculations, right? But mostly here, calculation is our goal today. And we're gonna see some time intelligence functions first. And I have here also the link for the DAX guide, which is the best website for finding all functions. Okay, so let me show you here. DAX guide, right here. You have all functions here, and by group. You can find by group. So I went here, groups and time intelligence. And then you have this page with all functions right there. We're gonna see 3 of these functions. Okay, date add, this one, same period last year, same period last year, there, and which one is the last one? Dates YTD. Dates YTD for calculating the year-to-date of whatever you want. Year-to-date of sales, year-to-date of whatever. Okay. The screen became kind of blurred. So go here in the settings. Okay, there is a, how do you say? There is a button here for the settings, and you can put 720 pixels, 720 or 1080. It's gonna be better. Let me close this, and let's start by looking at our model. So this file, after we finish, you're gonna get in that link that I showed. Here we have a very simple data model, okay, with 3 dimensions. So these are the dimensions table. I talk about the difference between dimension and fact tables during lesson number 3, I think. I don't remember. Yeah, I think it's lesson number 3. And here are my fact tables. Okay, so fact tables and dimensions. Date, customer, and product for dimensions, and sales and budget for fact tables. All right. And in here, I have a matrix with the date, year and month and day, and total sales. Total sales is just a sum over sales amount. Nothing special here. Very simple. My goal now is to compute, compare, for example, the total sales between, the difference between this number here, okay, and the previous one from the previous month. So I can find the difference, the month over month value. Let's go. How can we do that? The first thing we have to do is to somehow to bring all these values to the next month. So for example, this value here, I have to bring this value to the February month, so I can compare both. This one from February, I have to bring to March. I have to change my context in order to be able to calculate this variance. How can we do that? With a very special function, which is the date add function together with the calculate function. DAX with DAX. So let's go there in our measures table. Right click, new measure, and let's first calculate our total sales last month. Okay, LLM last month equals Shift Enter to break line, calculate, and I have a very special class to talk about the calculate function as well. There is another lesson for that, which is, I don't remember, okay, but I have there in my playlist. So calculate total sales, comma, and here I have to go back 1 month. I have to go back from my current context, my current filter context, I have to go back 1 month. So we can use the date add function, and here you have the description. Moves the given set of dates by a specified interval. And I have to pass 3 arguments. The date column, our date column from our model, okay, our model date column. The number of intervals you want to go back or forth to the past or to the future, and the interval, which can be day, quarter, year, I think. Let's see. So the first argument, the date column, there you go. You always have to have a calendar table or a date table. Second argument, number of intervals. I want to go back 1 month, so -1. -1 to go back to the past. I can go back 1 day, 1 month, quarter, and year. 1 month. Okay, enter. Let's see this number right there. So let me grab this and drop here. All right, there you have it. You can see the numbers are in here, in there. So the numbers are spaced by 1 month. So it's working, it's working. Now I can compute this difference between this and this, this and this, and so on. Very simple now. New measure. Let's call this total sales month over month, okay? Equals to the difference between those. So total sales minus total sales last month. Enter. Let's go with this in here. And there you go. There you have it. So for example, on May, I know my total sales was below April's. I am worse in May compared to April. Now I can compute the month over month percentage. How can we do that? Let's go, new measure. Of course, I could do this all of this I could do in one single measure using variables. We're gonna do this when we compare year over year. So just one measure with lots of variables inside. Let's call this total sales month over month and the percentage symbol there. It's just a division, divide, between the month over month, okay, and the last month value, like this. So this is a percentage. Let me change the format there, put it here, and you have the numbers in percentage. That's it, guys, okay? Clear, easy, everything is clear. Okay, now let's go with let me do the following. I'm gonna calculate this for year over year percentage in one single measure. So I'm not gonna create this measure for year over year, either this one. So let's go. New measure. Let me call this total sales year over year percentage equals to. Let's go. Let's create some variables now. Variable. I always like to use a v before to identify it is a variable. V last year, ly. Calculate total sales, the original one, and I can use here date add minus 1 year, or date add minus 12 months, same. Or even better, there is a function for that is equal to date add minus 1 year, which is the same period last year. A small, we call this syntax sugar. Okay, so it's a smaller function that uses needs only one argument. So it does the same calculation as date add minus 1 year. Date, there you go. Okay. And the nice thing about variables is that you can test this. So for example, let's use return to test this variable. Of course, this is still not my final result. It's just for testing now. So let me test this value to see if I did everything correctly. Let's use this value there. So let me get rid of this text, and now we can see the following. Let me do the following. Let me duplicate this page to be very organized. Here I'm gonna call this month over month, okay? The second one year over year, and in the first one I'm gonna remove this. So it's done. The first page is done. We just finished. Second page, I'm gonna get rid of my month calculations. There you go. So now I'm grabbing this value and oops, placing here. This one, there. So I am 1 year apart from this and those. That's what I want. Now let's continue. Another variable. Variable v, year over year. Let's do this with the difference between. Let me do the following. I'm gonna create another variable up here, which is the current value. Okay, current value, current year. So current year is just the total sales, just to be very organized there. Now the year over year is the current year minus last year. Let's test. Control C, Control V. The numbers are going to change. Now I have the difference. All right, I know it's right. Another one, V, year over year percent, which is a division, divide between this value, the year over year, and my last year. Now let's call this the result. Okay, no, sorry, this one. Yeah, it's fine. Now let's press enter, change the format to percentage, and I have in one single measure the year over year percentage. All right, so let's understand what these numbers are telling us. So for example, I can see here, for example, that on February, okay, my sales are greater than February in 2017. From how much bigger? 171%. You can do the math. I can see here the difference is around 100, and then when I divide by this number, I get 171%. Another month, April, for example. On April 2018, I am worse than April 2017. And you can see the numbers. It's correct. All right, is everything clear? So how can we use, for example, how can we show this in a visual instead of matrix? Let's see right here. Let me draw a line chart, okay, with the date on the axis, okay, total sales on values, and total sales, I can do the following. Actually, let's change this to a line and clustered column chart. Let's see what's going on here. And now, what I can do is the following. I can use the total sales year over year percentage on line values. Let me go there. Let me remove the quarter. And let's go to the month. Okay. Not very easy to understand this one. I didn't like it so much. Not very nice. But I can see here, for example, that my sales went down from 2017 to 2018. So this number is negative, minus 7.55%. And here I am even worse. So that's this drop means, okay? I think the best way to view this is in a different way, with a area chart, but without only the total sales YTD. Now it's better, okay? Here I have the date and the total sales year over year. Sorry, YTD no, year over year. And I can see when I am above 0, I am better than the previous year. When I am below 0, I am worse compared to the previous year. Okay. All right. And let me just, yeah, it's fine, it's fine. Now, let me keep going. Actually, I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna create here another measure for total sales last year, okay? Total sales last year. Something that I did inside a measure, inside a variable, I'm gonna create here. Total sales last year, calculate. I'm gonna repeat the same calculation. Total sales, same period last year, date. There you go. Because I wanna see this in a visual as well. So let me copy this one, Control C, Control V. And now, let me do the following. Let me place right here the total sales and the total sales last year. There you go. No, not so good. Here you can see that this in dark purple right there is the same value from last year. There you go. When I place a filter for the year, it's going to be very nice to understand the values. So let's go. Let me place here a slicer. Let me bring this slicer with the year only. Year. There we go. And let's change this. Let's change this to list. And I want a horizontal list. So on the format option, orientation, horizontal. I don't like these colors, so let's go to items, font color, black. There you go. Let me choose here 2018. Now I can see better, okay? I can compare in a easier way total sales for the current year and total sales LY would be 2017. So it's always dynamic. When I say current year or last year, do not think about 2021, where we are today. It's all dynamic. So the current year changes according to the filter I place, to the filter I put here in my model, in my report. Okay? So it's always dynamic. Don't think about last year as 2020 and current year as 2021. It's always dynamic. All right? Okay, let me save it. And let me duplicate this page to see now the YTD function. So let's imagine we want now to make a calculation to accumulate a cumulative sum over a specific year. So this is called year to date, YTD. Let me get rid of this, that, and here as well. Very, very easy, okay? Very easy. New measure. Let's call this total sales YTD. Calculate total sales, and let's use the dates YTD function. Only date here as an argument. Enter. Let's use in our matrix. There you go. And we can see here the numbers are it's a cumulative sum. Okay, so for the same year, 2017, these numbers here are, for example, this number here. What does this mean? This one plus this, and this here 183. This plus this one, and so on. In the last month, I get the total value for the current year. There you go, same value. And this works also when I go in the day level. On the day level, it also works. So when I don't have sales, for example, here, here, and here, this value remains the same. Okay? That's correct. Let me close that. And let's see this in a visual as well. Let's go with this one. The date, total sales, and total sales YTD. Let me go. Of course, there is no, I cannot use total YTD in the year level. It's gonna be the same value. So let's go to the month level. There you go. These two months here are the sales are very high, so that's why it looks like it's the same value, but it's not. Okay. So this dark purple, it's a cumulative sum over the same year. When the year finishes, when I have the next year, it goes back to the first month of the next year. There you go. YTD. Okay. All right. So let's see if there is any questions there. I think we are done for. Oh, let me do another exercise. What if I want, instead of going down when the year changes, I want to always go up, always do a cumulative sum. So like this, for example. And instead of going down, keep going, keep growing. How can I do that? Does anyone know here? Because I don't have a special function for that. There's no special function for that. I have to use other functions from the DAX language. Anyone? Anyone? Tell me in the chat. While I start. New measure. Okay, before that, what if I want month to date and prior month? Good question. Month to date. Let's go. New measure. Total sales, month to date. Calculate. Total sales. Dates, MTD, month to date. I have dates year to date, quarter to date, and month to date. Let's see here what happens. So that's it. That's the function, okay? That's how you can do month to date. Let me go back now to my cumulative sum over all years. Renato Marinho is here. Renato Marinho, our Brazilian friend. Thank you. How to use currency format? Okay, current format, very simple. You click on the measure and go there. Current format, currency format. English, United States, and you have here all currencies. Okay, just by doing this. Let's go now with our total sales. Let's call this running total. Running total sales. All right, calculate total sales. And now we have to use a filter over all date table. So we're gonna remove filters from all columns, all values from the date table. And now, but we want to stop in the last day of the current filter context. So let's translate this to DAX. Date, the date column must be less than or equal to the last date of the current filter context, which is the max of this value. So the max of this value here is gonna give me the last date of the current filter context. For example, when I am over October, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. So what's the last day of October? 31st of October of this current year. So this max is gonna give me the last date of the current filter context. So this calculation is gonna do a cumulative sum until the last date of the current filter context. Let's see here what's going on. Running total. Of course, in the first year it's gonna be the same, okay? But when the year changes, you can see the difference. So here is the YTD version, and here is the cumulative sum for all years. So it's gonna sum this value with this to give this one. All right. If we plot this in this visual, let's see what happens. Running total. There we go. Now in blue, the first year is equal. These two values are the same, but the second year and the next ones are different. Filter plus all. Good call. Okay, guys, let's now go to... Okay, let me just finish this part. Let me go back now to our documentation. You can see all other time intelligence functions right here. And I think we always have a very nice description there. For example, let's see, I want to understand what dates in period does. Click on there. You have a video from the SQL BI guys, very nice. And the description, some examples. So very intuitive to understand. I recommend this URL, this web page for you. Let's go now with our Tabular Editor tool. So what is Tabular Editor? First of all, it is an offline editor for tabular models. So Power BI runs a tabular model under the hood. Behind the scenes, it's a tabular model as similar to the same tabular model from analysis services. All right. And this is a tool that lets you easily manipulate and manage your model. So we can create measures, we can change calculated columns, we can create tables, we can do a lot of things inside of Tabular Editor. How can we install this? You have this web page. So let's go to the web page for Tabular Editor. Okay. Let me just see this question here from Alishpa. Currency format without any currency sign. When it's negative. Okay, I understood the question. I will do this in the end, okay? So questions, let me take in the end. So I'm gonna take questions in the end of this session. Otherwise, it's gonna be a little bit confusing. So let's go. Tabular Editor. You download Tabular Editor right there. You have the documentation, which I recommend you to read if you want to go very deep in this tool, okay? And we're gonna do some examples right there, right here. So first, you install. First of all, be always with the latest version of Power BI. Install the latest version of Power BI. Then install Tabular Editor. When you do this and you reopen Power BI, you're gonna be presented with this external tools tab. Click on there. I have other external tools, but here you have the Tabular Editor. Just click on this and you're gonna have this window that you can manipulate everything you have in this model. Okay, you can see the same tables right there. So same tables with the columns, also the measures there. So for example, something very nice that you can perform with this tool. If you have two PBIX files open, you can launch both models, open Tabular Editor from both. So you're gonna have two windows of this one, okay, aside, and you can just For example, let's suppose I want to copy measures from one to the other, from one file to the other. You can see here that I don't have a copy option, a copy operation, right? I don't have this. So I would have to do one by one, code by code from one file to the other. Here would be much easier. You launch Tabular Editor for both models. Select Ctrl+C here, and in the other Tabular Editor, you just go to this folder and Ctrl+V. Copy and paste. Of course, your model must be the same. Same column names, same structure, and so on. This is nice. But let me show you some other operations you can perform here on Tabular Editor. For example, let's suppose I have, as here, I have a lot of measures that I want to compare, for example, year to date, month over month, or year over year, whatever. But I have, for example, let's suppose 5 measures: orders, products sold, customers. So think about how many measures I would have to write one by one. For total sales, I did this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. If I have, let's say, 5 other measures that I want to do the same, 35 times more. So very time consuming. With Tabular Editor, I can do this by one click. How? Let me show you. Here on the documentation, you have a very nice topic under Advanced Topics, Useful Script Snippets. Click on there. And let me find what I want, which is this. Generate time intelligence measures. Let me do this one here, the most complete one. You don't have to understand the code, okay? You don't need to understand. This is C# if you want to understand, okay? But you don't have to. Just copy all of this. Oops. Let me go from the end. Copy. On Tabular Editor, change here to Advanced Scripting. Change there. Ctrl+V. Let me just, okay, that's fine, like this. And now, you just have to be careful about your date column. Mine is date, so table name and column name. It's correct. Now let me select the measure that I want to create all of these calculations for. So for example, in this code, it's gonna create a measure for year to date, previous year, year over year, and year over year percentage, quarter to date, and month to date. 5 measures, how many? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 measures. 6 measures for, let me select orders and products sold, for example. So it's gonna create 12 measures in one click. I select both, run. There you go. I have here 12 new measures. Then I just save this. When I save, you're gonna see new measures there. Save. There you have it. 12 new measures with one click. Very nice. Of course, if you want to change this code or create new measures, you must edit this code. And it works, okay? It works. For example, let's see the orders YTD. There you go. Very nice. Okay, that's one thing you can do. So you can be more productive with this tool. Another thing that I can do is the following. I'm gonna show you here just the documentation. I can create a sum measure, okay? Create a sum measure for every current selected column. So if I have sales amount, total costs, margin, or budget, whatever, I can select these columns and run this script to create a sum of that measure, sum of that column. Also very nice. Let's see the next. Perspectives I can handle. Not gonna talk about this. What else? What else? What else? Documentation. Creating measures from a file, never tested. This is very nice as well. In order to write DAX, you should format your DAX expression using the proper indentation and so on. If you don't do this, you can, for example, select this code, okay? Oops. Select this code, run right there, just delete all, run this, and all your measures are gonna be formatted. Oh, I have to select measures. So let me select all measures and run. All my measures are gonna be formatted. I think my measures are already formatted. So let's suppose this one, for example. You can see, it changed, okay, it changed. But let's suppose I did not follow the best practice for measures, okay, for writing measures like this. So it's difficult to read. This is much more difficult to read than the original one. So let me change this, okay. And now when I run this script, let's go there. Let's see if you can see live. When I run and save, there you go. It changed my measure, changed the format of my measure. Let's see another one. Let me show you another one. Useful script. I like this a lot. Where is it? No. Aggregations. I want to do the documentation. Actually, I don't have this here. I think the description. Here. New measure. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can write. Description equals to. I want to add the expression to the description of my measure. Let's see if this is correct. I don't remember if the code is correct like this. Let me run again. No, it's wrong. Oh, I think this the symbol is gonna work now. Yes. Let me save it. Saved. Now look at this. When I hover my mouse over a specific measure, you can see in the description the expression. So it's going to be much easier to the final user, to the end user, to build reports on top of this model. This user can see the expression the measure has. So it's going to be much easier to understand what this measure does. Okay, this is very nice indeed. That's it, guys. Now let me show you the last operation for creating calculation groups inside Tabular Editor. What is this? Okay, I can go right here on the tables folder, create new calculation group. And let's suppose I don't want to create one single measure for year over year, previous year, and year over year percentage, for example. I don't want to create all of these measures for every single calculation I have. It's gonna have too many measures. So let's save here some measures and create this calculation group to perform all these calculations at once. Let's call this time intelligence. Let me open. I'm gonna change this name of this column. So this is gonna be a table that I will create in my model, so that I can use this table to perform some calculations over measures, to change the calculation for measures. So name, let me call this as measure. Okay, and items or calculation. No, it's okay, measure. Items. Let's suppose I want to create a one for year over year, another one for Ctrl C, Ctrl V for previous year, and year over year percentage, like this. Okay. In here, in my expression editor, I will write the expression, write the DAX expression for year over year. I already have this, correct? So let me copy from my model. Where is it? Year over year. Oh, okay. I have the only this, the complete one. So let me copy year over year. This. Ctrl C. Ctrl V here. All right. Let's see if it's correct. Current year, total sales. Last year, total sales. Bernam. Let me do my way. I prefer my way of formatting measures. Like this, like that. Okay. And now return year over year. But the nice thing about these calculation items and these calculation groups is that I do not need to make this measure constant, fixed. I can change for any measure I have in my visual. So there's a function for that called selected measure. So whatever measure I use, it's gonna pass this measure to this formula, to this expression. So I can do calculations over total sales, orders, products sold, and so on. So let's change whenever I have total sales, I will change for selected measure. All right, this is for year over year. Let me copy this expression. Let's go to year over year percentage, paste, and here in the return, I will change to a division, divide between this value and last year. Okay. Correct. In the previous year, let me copy from my model. I don't have it, so let's write right there. Previous year. So calculate selected measure. For any measure I use, I'm gonna go back 1 year, same period last year. There you go. Oops, sorry. Here I have to pass the date column. I think it's correct. Check. Yes. Let's run. Let's save, actually. When I save, I'm gonna have another table in my model. Save it. When I change my model, it asks for this refresh. Refresh now. Let me close fields, open fields, and I have my time intelligence folder, actually time intelligence table right here. Let me do the following. Let me duplicate this page, and I'll call this calculation group. Okay, remove. So I have here total sales. Nice. Now what I could have done is I could, for example, delete all these calculations that I have here for previous year, year over year, and so on. So I need only one single measure, which is total sales, and I can grab my measure column, which is this is a column, okay, and place under columns. And now I have the previous year, the year over year, and the year over year percentage. But there is something missing right there, which is the current value, the current year, all right? The current year, I don't have it. So let's create another calculation item. Let's go there. New calculation item for the current. And the current is just a selected measure in the expression. Select measure, save it, refresh now. Now I have the current, previous year, year over year, and my year over year percentage. You can see the numbers are correct. This one minus this minus this equals to this. And now what I can do is the following. I don't need to use only for total sales. I can use for any measure. That's why I used selected measure. For example, I can bring orders in the values. Look at this. I have here total sales and orders. Orders for current and orders for previous. One minus the other equals to this. See how many measures I could save when I work with calculation groups. A lot. Yes, good call. The year over year percentage is not in the proper format. Let's change this. Let's change the format here. I can change also the sort order for these items. For example, let's suppose I want to go with the current on top, previous year there, and or let's suppose I want to do this, change the order. Just by dragging and dropping here, I can change. Now the format. Year over year percentage. I have to change, right? Where? How? Click on there. Go here, format string, and use the proper format string. Enter. Save. Refresh. There you go. Percentage. If I want to change any other format for current, previous year, and year over year, I can do the same. These parentheses are coming automatic. This is the default behavior for the Tabular Editor. How can I change this? For example, if I want to use the minus instead of this, okay? Or if I want to do anything different, I can do the following. Let me go back. Let's go back to year over year. No, YTD. Month over month. Yeah, here. Let's see how we can change the format string for this measure there. Total sales month over month. Let's suppose I want to do the same. I want to use the parentheses instead of minus. You can do the following. You go to total sales month over month, okay? Just let me refresh now to see what happened. No. Go there, total sales month over month, and under, I prefer to do right here. It's better. Go to model, total sales MTD, and here format, you change to custom. Okay, custom format, let's see. Yeah, and now you enter your format string. So let's suppose I want the following. I want to use a $sign and 0.0 for positives. Now I think with this symbol, with the semicolon, you can type the negative value. The negative value I want, for example, with the parentheses and the dollar sign, 0.0. Close parentheses and close quotes. And now for the 0. Let's suppose I want the 0 to be written 0, the word 0. I think this is gonna work. I don't remember if it's... there is some difference between regional settings. Dot for some, comma for others. Let's see if I did correctly right there. Total sales month over month, no. Total sales month, did I? Yeah, it's correct. Didn't work. Why? Total sales MTD, custom. There's something wrong with this thing right there. Total sales, oh, sorry. MTD, month over month. I'm changing the wrong measure. Month over month, it's this one. Sorry guys. Again, custom, Control V, enter. All right. Let's see, right there. No. Total sales MOM. Total sales MOM. Not working. Why? Do I need to remove the quotes maybe? No. Or maybe like this. Let's see. No. There's a bug in this version. There's a bug. Let me do the following. Yes, there's a bug. Okay, this version, my version right now is with this bug that I have to, I don't know why. I have to recompute some measure, then it reflects my format. Okay, so I can do the same here. Okay, so it's not the comma, it's not the dot, it's the comma, I think. No, let's do the following. Let's see right here. Let's see this for positives. No. I always get confused with these commas and dots. Maybe without the... yeah, I don't know. Maybe with the hash... I forgot here, guys, sorry. I will have to research, okay? But then, what I want to show you is the following. I can specify 3 different values, three different formats for positives, negatives, and zeros, just by separating with the semicolon. So let's try to change this negative for using parentheses and the dollar sign, 0, like this, and the 0 as 0. Let's see if it's gonna work. This value, no, so I think I need to use the quotes. Change it. Does anyone remember? Ah, recalculate again, sorry, yes. I already told about this and I forgot. Yeah, yes. It's like this, but I have to recalculate every single time, that's why. Ugh. That's so annoying. I think here it's a dot. Here it's a dot. Enter. And recalculate again. Recalculate again. But it's not 0, of course. It's, I think, like this. With the hashtag sign. Recalculate again. Come on. No, but without the quotes. Now it's gonna work, I think. Now it's gonna work, I guess. Come on, guys. Come on. Yeah, now it worked. Okay, now it worked. So it's like this, similar to this. Of course, you can change the decimal places. You can change also the separator for million, for thousands, and so on. But it worked. Okay, that's how you change your format. You can place 3 different formats for positives, negatives, and zeros. Look at this, 0. It wrote 0 when I have 0. Very nice. Let's go back now to our calculation groups. I was talking about this because by default, when I created the calculation group, the calculation item, it came with already the parentheses. I don't know why. It's different from Power BI. The default for Tabular Editor is different from Power BI's. All right, I think we are done. I showed how to create this calculation items, calculation groups, and you can do a lot of calculations with calculation groups. Questions? Can we get this PBIX? Yes. After I finish this lesson, this live stream, I'm gonna take this notes and also my PBIX file, and I will place in the link in the description. Give me 10 minutes at most, then you can go there and you find the zip file with everything. I cannot understand the question from Alishpa because I was just talking about this. Currency format without currency sign. That's what I did here. I was suffering with this because of this question. Where? In here. Just go back a little bit. Let me make this correct as I want. Now you just, I think I have to do the following. 0, like this, I think, for the 1000 separators. Let me recompute. Yes, like this. So I don't need the hashtag sign. I can do with the zeros. 0, comma 000 dot 00. And if I want to add a space, I can do the following as well. I can add this space between the sign and the value, the number. Let's recompute again. The need for recomputing is a bug. It works. Here you have the currency format without the currency sign. Oh, without the currency sign, just remove the currency. Oh. Okay, just like this. Now I understood. You can change for the dollar to USD. And you can use USD in the beginning or in the end. Recompute. Now I understood. But I have to use the quotes because it's a text, I guess. Let's see. Yes. Like this. Is this what I want? Yes, I'll give these notes as well in my files. All right. Did you like it? Don't forget to share this live stream. It's gonna be recorded. Okay, so share with others. Don't forget to subscribe, to hit the like button. How to alter YTD calculations as per financial years? Nice question. You have here under the documentation for DAX guide, you have here, if you have different financial years, you start your financial year on, let's say, June or July, you can do the following. Let's search for dates YTD, and you have an optional argument, okay, for year and date. Let's see if there is any example right here. No, there isn't. But in the second argument here, you use the month, the end of the year date. So for example, so if your year starts on July, here you pass 30 of June, like this. Okay guys, so thank you very much for being here. Next week we have another lesson. All right, and do not forget, as I said, to share this with others. We just finished our lesson. Actually, our lessons are gonna take 1 hour, so we just passed our limit right now. Give me 10 minutes and then you can find these files under the link in the description. Thank you very much, okay? Okay guys, see you next week. Have a great weekend.